The centerpiece of the exhibition is a two-part work by Karlsruhe-based media artist and composer Sabine Schäfer. Her works are part of the collections of the ZKM and the city of Wolfsburg. The two-part work has visual and auditory components. 16 printed glass plates are suspended in the freestanding luminous light metal object. Associated with it is a trio of music stands, which hold ready the notations of a three-part sound composition by means of large-format QR codes. The image gallery presents colorful portraits of the Earth, in shades ranging from blue and yellow-orange to red and bright white, hung in double rows around the rectangular object. These are satellite images of 8 continental views and as many European Union capitals, showing views at night. The base material for the city views are satellite images from the International Space Station, which were processed by scientists for this project. 4 out of 8 of the aforementioned big city views can be scanned using a smartphone or tablet and Artivive's free augmented reality app. In contrast to the light-flooded views of big cities, the less to not at all illuminated sections of the Earth reveal plan squares that refer to the more natural state of the Earth's surface and, turned away from the sun, do not shine by themselves. Where the luminosity of the cities reveals their structural pattern to us, these are shaped by bluish-looking framings in the upper and lower areas into a landscape format characteristic of the cinema image. These framings are aesthetically implied as an Earth atmosphere, but in the context of the large cities they refer to their inherent ambience, the invisible haze that has lingered over them since their creation. The decontextualized atmosphere becomes a framing, and thus a content element that can be interpreted as a prize without neither the big city nor the view of it can be had. The imaginary camera journeys show the widely ramified luminous streets of the EU capitals in their interconnectedness and fragility. The factor of time also leads these journeys into a historical thread, since the development of large cities cannot be thought of without the overcoming and structuring of space and time, also independent of day and night. Here, light seems to symbolically stand for the subjugation and colonization not only of space, but also of time, and refers to the empowerment and inflection of physical quantities and their transformation into energy, communication, and data transmission. There are no limits to the associative thoughts of neuronal connections, interconnectedness, and network formation in such a view from an outside standpoint, or, better, from an astronautical point of view. Thus, although the thought of artificial worlds germinates, which seem to form and multiply silently around the globe, as the 3 circular moons on the view of the Benelux countries suggest. Or is this already the visibility of those bubbles in which our digital world, down to the individual, is retreating? Perhaps, however, we have long since found ourselves in a suicide mission and are looking from afar at the catastrophes, infernos, and collapses that are imminent for us. In any case, the astronautical view of the Earth is a view in suspension and a view from a great distance, and only in this way does it allow us to sense the immense dimensions of global forces. Consequently, the 2 image motifs on the narrow sides of the installation finally turn the dimensions of orientation upside down. Thus, all horizons are given in portrait format so that the luminous events of the cities show themselves to a viewer in a now free-floating state only as a glittering rain of light, which can mean anything, from wars to eruptions of the earth or large-scale forest fires, the extent of which we can actually only experience through the satellite images of the media. Under this global view, Europe recedes into the distance. The reflection on its union more than 70 years ago for the purpose of solving economic and ecological tasks allows the European idea of solving global questions across countries to live on in a next larger community in the sense of a global union. The interactive astronautical large-scale installation is accompanied by a trio of music stands, facing each other and extended at different heights, reminiscent of a nuclear family. Instead of sheet music, however, each stand holds a panel on which a QR code can be seen in different positions and sizes. If the viewer scans this with his smartphone, a separate composition sounds for each code. The sound compositions interpret and comment on the current situation in 3 different ways: visionary fictional, classically cathartic, or purely scientific. Original voices of students of the KIT, Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, and the Musikhochschule Karlsruhe were used for this purpose.
No,
I definitely do not think.
I think it depends on the circumstances you are living in.
If a car is necessary for you to
That would
get
be, that
from
would
A to
be,
B,
that would be,
get
that
from
would
A to
be,
B,
that
get
would be,
from A to
that
B,
would be, get
from A to B,
from A to B,
from A to B.
B.
So far, so close. So far, so close.
To reach the climate goals, our CO2 emission must
To
be
reach the
reduced
climate goals,
drastically.
our CO2 emissions must be reduced drastically.
So far, so close.
The compositional polyphony silences any polarization in favor of the undisputed perception of a state of emergency and the call to each individual to act responsibly and self-determinedly.